Hey Internet. So there's this episode of Garfield and Friends where Garfield has this dream that there's this lasagna and he eats the lasagna and the lasagna regrows, and then he eats the lasagna again and it regrows and it's like heaven. And that's kind of what the root beer box was like, because I'd drink some root beer and then I'd buy a dozen more root beers and I'd refill the box, and then I'd drink some more root beers and we'd do more episodes and then I'd buy more root beer. Except then I quit my job and I stopped having money to buy new root beer. So long story short, the box is empty, except for these three, which aren't in the box. Wait, you can tell. You get the idea. Anyway, I have a new job now, so I'm going to buy more root beer, but I just wanted to let you know, today's theme is, this is all that's left.
I'm gonna party like I did when I was 8. Drink too much root beer, stay up late. The Adam glasses, root beer round the head. Yeah, the Adam glass, root beer round the.
So first up, we've got Norka. Now, Norka was a brand that started in 1924 and only existed until 1962. It's from Akron. See, Norka is Akron backwards, get it? Anyway, so local Akron resident this year, his name is Michael Considine, probably pronouncing that wrong. Anyway, he decided to refound the Norka brand, probably without any sort of licensing fee or talking to whoever originally owned Norka. But nonetheless, he did not get Norka's recipes, though. So this is a wholly new root beer as far as that name is concerned. You can see it's very light. Has an interesting caramel, almost chocolatey flavor to it. Very sweet. A little bit of a bite, not much of a head. Yeah, that's interesting. It's got this really deep cocoa thing on the tongue. Good stuff. So we've got Reading Draft. Now, we talked about Reading Draft as company before. Episode 4 was wholly devoted to Reading Draft birch beers. But I thought this is a root beer show, so we might as well do their root beer too. Reading Draft, of course, then, from Reading, Pennsylvania. And it's a very dark root beer. Very dark. Much, much darker than the Norka. Smells a bit birch beery. Yeah, there's definitely a heavy birch wintergreen in there, but a good vanilla too. I think in episode 4 I described their brown birch beer as tasting like they mixed a root beer with their regular white birch beer. This tastes the same, but kind of the flip side of that coin. Like if their brown birch beer was, say, 30% root beer, 70% birch beer, this tastes like it's 70% root beer and 30% birch beer. It's got kind of a cleaner smell to it, but it's alright. Definitely drinkable. Which is why I'll have more. Oh, and then we've got Avery's. Now, Avery's is a company started by a fella named Sherman F. Avery, and anyone named Sherman is good in my book, except for maybe General Sherman. I don't know enough about him. I just like the first name Sherman. Mr. Peabody's buddy. Good people. Anyway, Sherman Avery started making soda in 1904 in a red barn on Corbin Avenue in New Britain, Connecticut. The Avery family still owns the company. Avery family still owns the barn, and that's where everything is still made. It's also a very dark root beer. A little better head. It smells like it's going to have a little bite to it. And it does. Yeah, definitely a heavier licorice flavor than the others. But not super deep. Just a little there. Plenty of vanilla to counteract that. Good creaminess to it. A little watery too. Well, I think I'm gonna have to put Reading out in front. These are all pretty good, comparatively. But we'll put Reading out front, and we'll put Norka and Avery both right behind. I can't really decide. It's interesting. They're all middle of the road, really, but that's why they're the bottom of the barrel, I guess. The fact that these were the last I picked is no reflection on how good they are compared to everything else. I was pulling them pretty much randomly. So, you know, there's that. But I gotta say, none of these are super outstanding. But I might definitely actually seek out the Reading again, because I like it. I'd still rather drink their birch beers.
And